The Star Wars internet is burning right now. The new Star Wars Rey director, Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, was on CNN on New Year's Eve, and she made this comment. I think we are about to create something very special. Okay, so first off, that sounds awesome. That's exactly what we need, something very special. And then she says this, I think it's about time we had a woman come forward and shape the galaxy. And it's like, oh my God, not again. Now, I'm not going to harp on this director because she clearly is passionate about domestic violence and women's rights, which is an important issue to cover. However, we want a Star Wars movie and we want it to be good. And I don't think Star Wars is the place for that type of agenda. Not saying that is an agenda, but that type of politics. And quite frankly, Star Wars, it would have been appropriate for this for Shinoy to believe in herself for being a great director in her own work and the work that she's done, and not pumping herself up for being a female. And I can honestly say I don't think anyone cares the gender of a director. Maybe things in Hollywood are different, and it matters. But the reality is, we just want a good story. Like, no, nothing else matters. Just a good story that makes sense. That's very linear, or has some branches off, but it just makes sense, and it has to be good. Now, the thing that I find funny with this whole, women, the fans are mad that women leading Star Wars. Like, women have led Star Wars for 40 years. Carrie Fisher carried Star Wars, was a key piece in that puzzle back in the 70s. Natalie Portman was a huge, major role in the prequel trilogy. She got everyone all excited because she didn't know Star Wars, and she played her role excellently as Padme Amidala, and worked really good with Hayden Christensen. Felicity Jones as Jyn Erso, Rogue One. Rogue One was an awesome movie. It was so good. It was so well done, and she was the lead role in that one. Daisy Ridley in the recent trilogy. Daisy Ridley was a great actor, and she wasn't bad in that role. It just, the story was bad. And the media try to turn it that, people didn't like, the Star Wars fans didn't like Daisy because she was a female lead. No, we didn't like it because the story sucked, and they set her up for failure. But I think Daisy played that role as Rey really good. Like, I would love to have Rey back in a proper story, in a proper setting. But the story was all over the place. So the reality is, the Star Wars fans just need a good Star Wars story. It needs to fit in the universe that we have developed over 40 years with George Lucas and all the expanded universe and everything like that, video games. A recent example is Zack Snyder. Everyone's roasting Rebel Moon online as a failed Star Wars movie. But was it because he's a man? No, it's because the story lacked depth. But I mean, I liked Rebel Moon. It was entertaining to watch, but the characters were really shallow, which, again, people want good stories, and they want good character dialogue. They want good, deep lore, so that they can feel like it's a real thing, not just something that we have to sit through for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is. So the media is trying to backlash fans because we're upset about the woke agenda, but they fail to realize that we escape our lives to our fantasies to get away from everyday politics. And movies and fandom is no place for politics. Like, this is why, and I'm not sure why this changed. So, everyone's really upset about this. And to be frank, we're hoping for the best, but we're expecting the worst, because the last 4 or 5 shows have been really bad. They've been really not what we've been looking for, not that we as Star Wars fans see on the screen. And we need a place that brings us back to this nostalgia of being why Star Wars is great. The underdog fighting for the greater good, and just story driven lore that we can really relate to, and believe that we want to be a part of this story as well, not just forced into liking more garbage. So, I hope Sharmeen Chinoy does a great job, and I'm really hoping that it is good, but only time will tell, and where it takes us, and what we see. So that's my thoughts on this. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll post down below in the comments. All right, Star Wars Police signing off.